What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 185 of Park to Prem here with Towel or Town, and I have a confession to make. This isn't the first episode 185. I have already sat down for half an hour today and recorded a video that I didn't hit the record button on. So take two, attempt number two. We're doing a different game today than what I thought I was going to be doing. But we're back, and yeah, we're here at Towel or Town. Let's try and turn this into a positive and start by talking about one of the big positives of the last month of game time, and that is the fact that Mike Frost has won the Ballon d'Or, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you can see here, he did very, very well indeed. 40 goals, 14 assists, and even Stevie Norman coming in third place. Very happy to see that. In the under-21s men's best player, Pavlovic has gone and grabbed it for us. Of course, he was on loan at Barcelona last year where he won a Champions League. So far this year, he's not played a great deal, so we've since loaned him to Chelsea during this January transfer window. And, well, all I'm going to say is, against Man City, on his debut, he got a goal and an assist. So, yeah, well done, Philip. You are just coming up trumps for us, it feels like. And Agent Philip Pavlovic sabotaging Manchester City's efforts at catching us in the league, which you absolutely love to see. Anyway, if we just go back to the Ballon d'Or screen just for a second, let's have a quick look at the FIFA Team of the Year. And you can see it here, dominated by Barcelona. I'm going to assume that is based off the fact that they won the Club World Cup. I imagine that has a pretty huge influencing factor. I think it's ridiculous that Alvin John has got the goalkeeper position with a 6.78, but who am I to judge? But you can see for us, Mike Frost starting up front. Meanwhile, on the bench, we had four of our players: Schumacher, Vincent, Holman, and Norman, all worthy of being in the World Team of the Year 11. World Team 11. I don't. Official name is FIFA Pro Team of the Year. I should have just said that, really, shouldn't I? But yes, we have a few players making their appearance there. And across all seasons now, you can see here, Mike Frost, considered the best striker at the age of 26. He's pretty good as this Frost kid, isn't he? Yeah, he's been absolutely nuts for us over a number of years now. Cool to see him win the Ballon d'Or again. So anyway, since you were last here, we've played a lot of games. Of course, last time out we played at Chelsea and Arsenal. And the episode that I did do, that you're never going to see because I didn't actually hit record, involved us playing Northampton in the FA Cup. And the reason I did that game is because it marked 1,000 games for us as a manager. It was our 1,000th game as Towel or Town man. Not a bad 1,000 years when you think about it. If we just have a quick look at the history overview here, we have now been at the club 6,800 days, 1,002 matches played, and we've got quite a good record. I think it would be rather fair to say. Yeah, we've not been too bad, have we, over the years? But yeah, you can drink in all these stats, pause on it if you wish. You can see here we've never had a day on holiday, and no rest for the wicked. In terms of players bought and players sold, we've actually made a profit of just shy of £400 million in the transfer market. Of course, our highest fee spent was on Frost. Highest fee received McCassie just last summer. And, well, I don't think that Mike Frost record is going to get beaten anytime soon, I'm going to be honest with you. So yeah, that's a little bit about that. I'll just have a quick look at my profile, by the way. Quinton Fortune and I are best buddies. But you can see here we've also got people like Luke Gouda making appearances. Jamal Lewis, who was here for a year. James Norris as well. On the worst opinion, Mick Bartle is here. Mick was the manager of Northampton Town a few years ago and then Blackpool. I don't recall having an encounter with this chap, I'm going to be honest. I like to believe that every night he goes to bed, lays in bed and just thinks angrily about me, and then his first thought in the morning is how much he hates me. Either way, we apparently have a distant relationship and I don't even know the guy. You can see here the bar charts all looking very, very green for all the different characteristics, and if we just take a look at the attributes, they're not too bad either. Yeah, compared to where we started at, we've made some quite good progress over the last 18 years, it would be fair to say. Anyway, we've played a hell of a lot of games since you were last here, and we are going to do a live-com doubleheader today. The first of which is going to be the EFL Cup semi-final second leg against Swansea City. Imagine if we'd gone to Swansea. Imagine. It was very 50-50 at the time, way back on episode 70, or whatever episode number it was. I've just named a random number there. But they're up in third, to be fair, in the Championship. They've had a few very brief stints in the Premier League over recent years. Even went down to League One, but they're on their recovery now as Swansea. And to be fair, in the first leg, they gave us a good little game. So yeah, since you were last here, we have played 11 matches. That's a lot of games. Plenty of clean sheets in here and lots of big wins. I'm not going to overindulge you with highlights, so let's hit through these quickly. So first and foremost, Champions League. We took on Zenit off the back of the win against Arsenal previously. Of course, we knew we were finishing top spot in the group. Mike Frost grabbed a hat-trick, Remy Chalet with a goal, and Matasic with one, which was good to see. Not as much rotation in that starting 11 as you might expect, although there was a little bit. Morrigan in goal for it was nice to see. And, well, really, I was planning ahead for the next two games, the first of which was against Man City. Away from home against them in the league is always going to be a feisty affair. In this game, we took the lead through Matasic in the 20th minute, a set piece where he got his noggin on it, and then Ashley Walker for them grabbed a goal in the 69th minute. Nice. But unfortunately, they could not keep their momentum going. At least, unfortunate, I suppose, if you're a Manchester City fan. And Walker's goal, as good as it was all that they could muster up. It was a game that didn't have a lot of chances. Just to look at Ashley Walker here, 144 caps for England, 112 goals. It's weird now to see one of the best regens in the save game, who's turning 34 in a couple of months. Yeah, we're in the future now, everyone. The best regens are starting to retire from the first couple of years. And yeah, Walker maybe having a swan song with Man City, but yeah, he put a dagger through our hearts there. Anyway, the very next game that we had was against Liverpool. At home, we would expect to win this. And then Abu Bakar Sako scored for them after 28 minutes. Yes, going in at half-time, a goal down in the EFL Cup. It's easy to look at it and go, it's only the EFL Cup. It's a competition we've won a lot of times in a row. I wanted to win it, and the good news is we turned it around in the second half. Mike Frost with the first, and then Matasic with a tidy little finish, placed it into the bottom corner. A good result, great to get the win. The only down note really was the fact that Samuel Gauthier, who of course we signed from Bayern Munich, he unfortunately broke a rib in this game. He's been out for the last kind of few months really. It's been a long time, close to 2 months he's been out injured. Very close to being at full fitness now, which is nice. But I guess his loss was another player's game as Remy Chalet has come into the team and actually put in some really good performances in at the centre mid position. One Frenchman for another, and you'll see as we go through these games, Chalet has taken the opportunity, and he did immediately as we took on Watford. A 3-0 win in this one. Himself, Turnbull and Andre with the goals as we rotated the team. And into the very next game against Sheffield United, rotated a little bit, but was mostly the strongest 11. Chalet grabbed another as Mike Frost grabbed two, and Stevie Norman with one. I didn't really talk about it, you may have caught it. This guy finished third in the Ballon d'Or voting. Yeah, Steve Norman, the Steve Norman. As I said many a time, I feel like he's a little bit of an unsung hero. And this season, to be fair, you look at his average rating, he has elevated his game to a whole new level. He is absolutely insane. I feel like in any other Football Manager save, in any other team, you would look at this guy and go, best striker in the world. He unfortunately lives in the same timeline that Frost and Shvetsov live in. Mostly Shvetsov for best striker in the world, but nevertheless, he got third place in the Ballon d'Or, and he got a goal here, which was nice to see. We then took on Sheffield United, another win, another clean sheet. Norman getting a... Wait, no, that's the game we just covered. Let's go into the game against Northampton. 0-0. No one scored. Yeah, bit concerning. They're in League One. Yeah, Let's move on. Swansea EFL Cup, semi-final first leg. This game that we're going to be following up with today is going to be the second leg of this. So this was a big game, and Javan Lionel, 1 minute in, scores. Morrigan in goal had an absolute howler on this one. Yeah, I can see why he may well be third choice goalkeeper at this point. The good news is we did fight back a little bit. Turnbull got a goal for us in the 28th minute to make it 1-1. And at the break, I was not particularly happy, and I was even less happy come an hour gone as Lionel scored another, this time an absolutely thunderous effort. Can't really blame Morrigan, I don't think, for that one. The good news is, though, we did fight back in this game. Benny Boy with a goal. Initially, the young Frenchman, a player who hasn't nearly had enough opportunities, but with Pavlovic going on loan to Chelsea, this opens up the door for Ben. And then later on in the game, Frost got a goal, a thunderous header, kind of hit the crossbar, barely crossed the line. It was a weird finish the way the ball acted, but it was in the back of the net, and it counts. So 3-2 it finished there. We're going to be following up the second leg today. Just have a quick look at Ben here. Not played nearly as games as you want to see. I want to see him playing a lot more in the second half of the year, and he is going to be afforded an opportunity to do just that. So keep an eye out for him. And well, in the next few games, we have just gone to town. First and foremost, 6-0 against Brighton. Shvetsov with a hat-trick. We then took on Northampton. 3-0 in this one. This was the commentary that never was. It was a good win. It was our 1000th game in charge. Turnbull with one. And then in this game, because of how awful we'd been, I decided to give a load of youngsters a try. A load of the players who have been in the academy for a few years. I wasn't sure if they're going to make a mark in the team. We gave them a chance and they played quite well. 3-0 it finished there. We then won in the FA Cup 4th round against Wigan. 4-0. Very, very convincing stuff. I held no punches back. We played a full strength 11 for that game. And then very recently, we took on West Bromwich Albion 5-0 in this one. Shvetsov with a hat-trick, Matasevic with one, Mike Frost with one as well. So you might wonder what those results mean. Of course, slipping up against Man City, not exactly ideal. This is how the league looks right now. 2 games in hand on Manchester United, but you look at them at 7 points clear. We are going to have to win the games in hand and then do a little bit more. Their form has been absolutely unreal. And with 15 games left of the year, you do already have to question, is it going to be a case of the game that we have against Manchester United is going to be a big decider on many, many things this year? It feels like it probably is going to be the case. So, yeah, keep an eye on United. We're trying to keep tabs with them, and we have closed the gap a little bit, theoretically, but I say theoretically because that it only works if you consider the fact we're going to win the games in hand, and that is not a surefire thing right now. If you're wondering about Manchester United's schedule, by the way, it is going to get very, very tricky towards the end with games against Man City and Liverpool both away from home. May well be looking and hoping and praying those teams can do us a little bit of a favour. You may have caught it here. We've been drawn against Roma in the Champions League. Next episode, I imagine we will do a Roma and Man City double header, so keep an eye open for that one. But today we're going to be doing a double header of Swansea and Tottenham. So with that all in mind, shall we get into the first game of today's episode? We are 3-2 up after the first leg. Manchester United, I believe, are even maybe playing in the league right now, which is going to be interesting. In terms of the team for today's game, I'm actually going to play a rotated team in some areas. You can see we've got a few players injured, a few players who have gone out on loan and such, so we do actually need to shuffle things around a little bit. But all in all, we should be beating Swansea. You know, they're a championship team. Yes, this is a rotated team. We're going to have Shvetsov up front, Cancina on the left. Has been kicking up a fuss about lack of first-team football. He's got a little sad emoji face, so you know it's bad. Hopefully we're going to be able to appease him by giving him some first-team football. The rest of their team, though, kind of what you'd come to expect. Brand is going to go in goal over Morrigan. I'm sorry, Morrigan, but you made some mistakes last time we took on Swansea. Brand and Smolio really should be the two players battling it out for the first choice keeper spot. I mean, if we just compare the two of them here, you can kind of see a direct comparison. It's not a massive gap between them, but Brand is 23. He's happy being back up. He is the potential long-term future goalkeeper here at the club. He needs game time. He's getting game time, and well, hopefully he is going to do the business for us today. So first game against Swansea, obviously a semi-rotated team. I've just noticed the fact they've got Tran Van Boo up front for them, who is a bit of a weird player, but the reason I recognise him is because he's a Vietnamese regen. He started his career at Arsenal. He's actually on loan from Arsenal at the moment, but he's absolutely insane for the Vietnam national team. I bet they absolutely love him. 24 goals in 31 games. He's not bad. Of course, for us, we're looking at Shvetsov, aren't we? I think he's got 23 goals in 20 league games so far this season. He's in some quite good form. Hopefully that's going to translate over to the cup here. Of course, we go into this second leg, 3-2 up on the night. Following on from this, we've got a couple of days rest before a game against Tottenham. Both pretty big games for us in truth, in terms of just keeping the momentum going. I will be honest, I'm very, very annoyed still about the episode that I forgot to hit start record on. My heart sank. The way that the software works is there is a start record button and then a stop record button appears over its place when you hit, start record, then stop record appears. I thought I hit start record. I recorded an entire episode. It was about half an hour long of just one game, a little bit of, detailed diving in. And then when I looked over at the button to hit stop record, it said start record and my heart sank and I may have screamed to the heavens. It was kind of like the Darth Vader no. It was that moment for us. Anyway, ball in, Shvetsov, please raise my spirits, boys. Give me something to be happy about. I've already spent half an hour talking about you guys to myself. Usually it's just a couple of minutes here and there when I go to the bathroom that I'm talking to myself about my Football Manager save, but a bit more than usual today. Cancina, oh my word, how has that not gone in? Turnbull gets the rebound. Cancina is going to feel robbed. He gets an assist. I mean, maybe you could call it the best assist ever, I suppose, to make him feel a little bit better, but what an incredible goal it could have been for Cancina. On his left foot, watch this, wow. Hits both posts, bounces out, and then Turnbull with his 20 aggression is just there to react quickest, which is what you want to see. It's been a dominant display so far, although Swansea, to be fair, having a decent amount of the ball. It's not really about how much of the ball you have, though, is football. It's about what you do with it. And right now, they are not doing a great deal with it at all. They've had just one shot on target, one shot on goal total indeed as well. And, well, they're going to look to maybe build out from the back here. But you have to question, is this the way to approach things? I mean, I admire them sticking to their principles. You know, trying to control the ball, trying to control the play. And maybe I'm going to be taught to eat humble pie here as the ball's whipped in. Markovski heads it clear. I was about to say Matasevic, but no, it's Markovski, the Macedonian. Turnbull through, threads it to Shvetsov. Can he finish it? Wow. That was... If you paused it just before he shot there and then asked 100 people what happens next, if any of those 100 people have watched this series, they would not be saying he misses the target completely, but Shvetsov fluffs his lines. What a great opportunity to make it 2-0 and to really put the result beyond doubt. Maybe one last chance this half as Matasevic heads over. Swansea live to fight another day. It's 4-2 on the night. Away goals I don't believe count. So we need to be a little wary. But at the same time, we do look massively on top of Welsh. Shvetsov heads into the side netting now. Andre, are you feeling okay, buddy? Who is that man and what have they done with Andre Shvetsov? That's what I'm wondering right now. Twice he's missed the target from, well, situations where you would just put your house on him to score. Maybe it's going to be third time lucky. Chalet wins it. Shvetsov making the run on ahead. Remy Chalet all on his lonesome. Could pass, doesn't need to. Hits it into the side netting. Football Manager. Football Manager. I mean, again, if you pause the game before he shot there and asked people what would happen next, not many people would have said he squares the ball. I was desperately hoping he was going to do it, but he's got selfish, but that's what we need to see. Of course, it's our centre-back teaching us how to do the finishing. Sasso Markovski. A player who I don't feel like we've looked at his profile recently. Here he is. He's still very, very blooming good. Unfortunately for us, you know, he's a good backup left back. But as far as centre-backs go, he's fourth best in the team, which is kind of just a good way to highlight just how ridiculous our defence is, to be honest. But not a bad finish by him there. On his weaker foot as well. You love to see it. Markovski, take a bow, my friend. 2-0 up. I'll tell you what, Shvetsov not had the best of games. Let's rest him. We might want him for the very next game. Schumacher on a booking scares me. Cesar, come on down. Have some fun. Normally we would have Austin in the starting 11, but I can't remember if he's injured or suspended. There's a reason why Craig Austin isn't playing alongside Markovski today. I think he's suspended. I think he's been a naughty boy. We have been trying to rotate the team a lot. I did check before this game, just as I was weighing up the goalkeeping situation. Morrigan's played 12 games this season as a starting goalkeeper. You know, he's getting an okay amount of football, all things considering. I'll tell you what, Sammy Tunnell, by the way, has really, really impressed me. He's been in some fine form, and oh my word. Okay, well that might be goal of the series. Just because I love the ball in and I love the finish. Matasevic, the keeper doesn't even move. I can't really blame him. From the Frenchman to the Bosnian, two players products of the Towler Academy, both generated at the club. Ball pinged across and then... I mean, that technique is just absolutely unreal by Ilya. What do you say about that? The keeper's not going to stop it. By the way, they've got Shigari, former player of ours. We sold into them for 19 million. He's not done great, I'll be honest. He's not done great at all for Swansea, and to be fair, we've kind of exerted our superior quality, it feels like, in this game here. Cancina to whip it in, headed away, but Cesar's there, it hits the woodwork and goes over. I mean, the good news, everyone, is we are on course for a EFL Cup final appearance in the not-so-distant future. Which, now that I think about it, may well play havoc with my plans for what matches I want to do each episode. I really should learn not to plan too far ahead with what games I feel like live coming, because half the time it just gets ruined by cup draws. Anyway, ball being knocked around, I thought for a second Matasevic was going to add another. On this occasion, the woodworks denied him, but with 10 minutes left, there is no sign of us holding back here against Swansea. We're going in for the kill, we're doing it for the thrill. And Ben's headed it over. And it's not really a surprise, is it? That happens far too much in Football Manager this year. The headers going over the crossbar from that kind of situation. It almost catches me off my guard when they do go in. But who cares? It's 3-0. It's a lovely performance. Dylan Turnbull, man of the match. 1 goal to his name. Played very, very well. Although, to be fair, it wasn't a bad team performance on the whole. And that third goal, I absolutely adored. What a lovely goal it was. Should we watch it again, everyone? I want to watch it again. Ilya Show us what you're made of, mate. Show us what you're made of. We'll wait for the game to load it in. It's worth waiting for. Some things are just worth it. This is one of them. Sammy Tunnell down the left-hand side, whips it in. And then, wow. What a goal. More of that, please, into the next one, Matasevic. We are going to need it. You can just see, looking ahead to the next game, we are going to be taking on Tottenham. It's in a few days' time. I need to go have a drink. I'm going to go eat some food as well. I'm hungry. My whole day's been ruined by this episode not being recorded because I still want to get an episode out for you on the day you're watching this. And I didn't plan on doing it now. Anyway, spontaneous food break. I'll be back. Fresh mind, full belly. And, hopefully we can get another win to keep this incredible run going. Okay, guys, so we are back here for game number 2, taking on Tottenham away from home. A game that ordinarily I'd probably go into and think is going to be relatively comfortable. They currently sit 10th in the league. However, they've recently appointed Matty Taylor as their manager. And since he's taken over, they've strung together some pretty good results in all competitions. I don't feel like this is going to be as comfortable as I would like to believe it's going to be. I did also notice here, Eric. Yes, the Eric who used to play for us once upon a time is playing for Tottenham. They signed him for £22 million. He scored his first ever league goal for them in their most recent game. So, knowing my luck, he'll probably now score against us as well. He's a pretty good player, obviously. We had him for a number of years, brought him in on a free transfer from Racing. He went on loan to the likes of Leicester, the likes of Swansea, never really did it. We got 13 million for him, and he's made a career of himself in Italy. He's very bravely returned to England, and it's not really been a happy hunting ground so far for him. But yeah, as I said, no my luck, he'll end up scoring against us now. It is, of course, kind of January time, so the transfer window is open. We've done a little bit of business on the outs. Players going out on loan. Tobias Pedersen has ended up going to West Ham. This guy's okay, but he's inconsistent, doesn't like big matches, as you can see from this analysis. Pretty close to his potential. We ended up selling him on and getting £15 million, which is a tenfold profit on what we brought him in for. Never made a first team appearance for us, unfortunately, and now playing with West Ham in the Championship. And another player we've sold is Engelhardt for £27 million. This guy's good, and I feel like these star ratings are a bit generous, but he's not a bad player. The issue I had was he's just not going to be good enough for our team. He can play, as you can see here, left back, centre back, left wing. I guess the most comparable players in our team would be Sammy Tunnell, as a direct comparison. Of course, Tunnell a couple of years older, age 22, but you can just see from the direct head-to-head comparison here, just in a completely different league. 2 years older, I'm aware, but I just don't think Engelhardt has the potential to make up this kind of difference. And, we managed to get £27 million for him, which seems pretty good if you ask me. One other dealing that we have just got going on, David Wolf, who is a product of our academy, but I feel like he's kind of getting close to his potential and I've not been wowed by him. He's going to be turning 20 next month as well. We've had a couple of offers for him. Sampdoria have come in and so have Stuttgart. Looking like we're probably going to end up getting in the region of about £20 million for him. These deals do involve various clauses, but ultimately it's some pretty good money for a player who's played one game for us, and that was the FA Cup game that we had recently against Northampton. So yes, a little bit of sales on the outs. I haven't looked to buy anyone in, although 2 players that we pre-agreed to sign have now joined us. The first is Jan Koller here, who is a Czech international. Doesn't look like a bad player at all. We're probably going to try and sort out him a loan move in the remainder of January. And the other player we've got is Korolev, who's joined us from Zenit, who is an 18-year-old. He's gone straight on loan to Toulouse. Very good centre-back. Really, really kind of well-rounded. His mentals are very, very good. His physicals aren't super standout, but at the same time, he's only just turned 18 and they're not terrible by any metric. Lots of 10s. If those 10s can become 14s or 15s, suddenly we're looking at a really, really good player. And I don't know, for £8 million, it's not a small fee by any means, but a player with bags of potential. I like the look of him a lot. Hopefully his heading is going to be able to improve, but it's not like he's a small player lacking jumping reach. So, yeah, maybe one for the future, one for the club to look to sell on for a profit. But in terms of more recent transfer dealings, not really done anything. We've almost made, we have made £700 million. I was about to say we've nearly made £1 billion, but there's a little way to go if we wanted to make £1 billion in sales. On the ins, of course, we spent a fair bit of money, but we are operating at a pretty nice profit. To be honest, there's no glaringly obvious weakness in the team now where I feel desperately I need to sign a new player. You can see here, Haugeir Martinson's gone on loan. I think he's gone on loan to Augsburg, if I'm not mistaken, but he can be demoted. And Paul Hemingway, you might remember, we signed him last year, loaned him to Barcelona, but wasn't making as many league appearances as I would like. So we've now moved him over to Brighton. Be interesting to see how he performs in the second half of this season. And like the last, just to organise things, I'm going to remove him from the main starting at 11 and the main first team, just so we can get a better grasp on the players here at the club. So anyway, we go into today's game against Tottenham with just about a full-strength team. Gautier, unfortunately, still out injured, but with the exception of that, in a great position. Worth noting, Mike Frost and Shvetsov are really battling it out for the Golden Boot this year. 28 goals for each of them in all competitions. It could well go down to the wire between these two, but good to have some healthy competition. You can see the league goals Shvetsov is comfortably winning in. Mike Frost, though, making a bit of a habit of scoring in big Champions League games and big cup games, which, to be fair, I feel like is when you pay the big bucks for a big player to turn up in the big games. So by the logic that we've just followed, Shvetsov should be the man getting us the goals here today, as we are going to take on Tottenham away from home. They're not an unbeatable team. You know, we've seen recently they have lost to Palace, they have lost to Liverpool. This is a game that we should be capable of winning. However, it's Football Manager. The games that you think you're capable of winning and should be winning are usually ones that end up being the biggest battles. So we'll see how it works out for us away from home, taking them on. Obviously, we have the superior quality on the pitch. It's all about us, I suppose, trying to show it. And the fact that Cesar has picked up a yellow card inside the first couple of minutes does fill me with a little bit of dread. Let's hope that he is going to be well behaved today. Anyway, early stages in this game, we've been better. We've now got a set piece. Kaiser whips in Shvetsov with the header. The logic continues. He scores in the league. It's just what he does. It's just what he does. Number 29 for the season. Kaiser with the ball in. The Dutchman puts it inch perfectly on Shvetsov's forehead. He nods it goalwards across the goal, takes a bow, wheels away in celebration. That's now 24 league goals for him, if I'm not mistaken. He's averaging more than a goal a game so far this season. A few hat-tricks in there. I don't feel like he's done one in a live com yet against one of the really big teams. He kind of relishes the role of just being party pooper against smaller teams, although he could be in with a shot here as Norman tries to thread him through it, falls to Shvetsov, shot block. Could he get the rebound? He can't. The keeper was not convincing there, was he, by any metric, dropping the ball. Oh, that was a weird sequence of events. I thought for a second it was going to end up in the back of the net for a second. Still time, though, before half-time to grab that second goal. You can see Vincent, who was in the World Team of the Year, on the bench, drifting inside. Frost is there. He scores his 29th. I mean, they might just have their own little private battle for the Golden Boot Award. I feel like we've now managed over 1,000 games here at Townhall Town. The idea of Shvetsov scoring just feels a little inevitable. I'm not 100% sure, but I think now Shvetsov has been our starting striker for more than half of the series, which is absolutely mad to think about. I'm thinking about it. I now want to check it before I say it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 seasons? Is this his 10th? Yeah, this is his 10th full season at the club, and it's season 18. No, 19. Season 19. How we got here? So yeah, he has been our main striker for more than half the series at this point, which is absolutely mad to think of as a statistic. I can't English. I can't get my words out. Absolutely ridiculous history. Fills me with an odd amount of joy. Of course, he got 33 goals the year we got relegated. He got 36 a couple of years ago. Last year was a slower year by comparison, but he still got over 20. This year, he could well be down and on course to compete with his 36 goals. I may have to start prioritising him playing in the league games in order to try and smash that record. It feels like it's on the horizon. It feels like it's doable now. Anyway, ball with Santos here for Tottenham. He looks to play the ball forward, but Vincent's there reading the play. Back to Smoljo. I feel like we've never really had to say Smoljo's name much in recent episodes, but I think that's largely down to the fact that we don't tend to have too many shots on goal against us. Perhaps inviting Football Manager to punish us now and punish my complacency as the header ends up going over the crossbar there. I think it was Cleo Abraham with it. The right winger lurking at the back post, but he's headed all over. We live to fight another day. I should probably make some subs here. I'm trying to make a concerted effort to play Cancina in more games because he's complaining about lack of first team football. And I think after Matasevic's goal last game, probably deserves to come on for the last 25 minutes in this We'll keep one sub in our back pocket. Get a little bit shouty. I don't want to say this game is done just yet, but it feels like 2-0 up with 20 minutes left. A game that we dominated. This is now ours for the taking. If we could get a third goal here, that would be game, set and match. Frost drifting forward. Shvetsov's in the middle. Can he pick him out? Cancina's there as well. And, well, Mike Frost decides to turn provider. That's the difference between Frost and Shvetsov. Shvetsov doesn't get as many assists as Frost. Frost is just... He scores a lot, but he also can turn provider. And to be fair, the ball here was really, really nice into the box. Cancina, not known for his aerial ability, but out jumping Grasson at the back post there. And makes it 3-0. We can relax, everyone. 20 minutes to enjoy ourselves. After the annoyance that I suffered earlier on today of the episode that wasn't, this is a nice way to end things off. Eric has just come on for them as their striker. I mean, I kind of want him to score now in a slightly bizarre way. So they're going to head it narrowly over the bar. It's not. I was about to say it's not over yet. I've now realised there's 2 minutes left. Although they're piling on the pressure. There is Eric. It's nice to see his face, isn't it? And, well, he's been involved in the build-up play of the goal. We're not keeping as many clean sheets this year as we have in previous years, but we are scoring more goals than we've ever scored before. It's a bit of a balancing act, the goals conceded. Obviously, we've had years here in Football Manager here at Towler where we score a load and we concede a load. We've had a few years where we don't concede many and we score slightly fewer than we have in seasons like this one. I don't know. For me personally, I don't value clean sheets nearly as much as I value the goal-scoring escapades of the likes of Frost and Shvetsov. And, well, speaking of Frost, he picked up man of the match in that game. Turning provider, got a goal to his name as well. Great result for us. The sad news, unfortunately, is that Manchester United are not slipping up. They do not slip up. And they haven't in the 2 games that they've played over the course of this episode. They've beaten both Everton and beaten Wolverhampton Wanderers. So if we just take a peek at the league table, they are now 10 points ahead of us. And we have 3 games in hand. We need to win them all. And even if we win them all, we're still going to be 1 point behind them. Man, it's going to be tricky. It's going to be really, really tricky. I'm not sure what to make of things. Anyway, that wraps up things for today. In terms of next episode, I think we're going to come back and do the Roma and Man City games as a double header. We have also got the EFL Cup against Chelsea, which we may come back for. We've won the EFL Cup so many years now and played Chelsea a few times as of late. Although they did beat us in the league, so that could be a good game. Maybe I'll just do Roma and Chelsea tomorrow. Ooh, decisions. Guys, let me know what you'd like to see. I'm thinking actually we'll do Roma and Chelsea as a double header. Then maybe Roma and United as a double header the following day. We're getting towards that crunch point in the season where, because we're in every competition, there's just big games, one after the other. Either way, hopefully we're going to be able to maintain our competitiveness in the coming days. Hopefully we're going to be able to keep the goals flowing. You can see in the month of January, we've scored at least 3 goals in every single game. It's not too shabby if you ask me. But anyway, that's going to wrap up everything from me. If you have enjoyed today's video, do drop a like on it. I will say now, if my energy levels were slightly lower than your usual standards, that is because I've recorded 2 videos back to back, which I'm still annoyed about. I need to go and lay down and sleep it off. I'll forget about it tomorrow, but today I'm just reveling over the fact, or not reveling, what's the word? I'm just dwelling on it. I'm dwelling on the fact I've had a proper Western super today, and it's just been an absolute mare. Oh, food hasn't cheered me up. The winds have somewhat made my mood better, but I need to go and sleep this off. Have a lovely rest of your day. I'm going to try and put a smile on my face. I'm sure tomorrow we'll be back at our merry best, and we need to be, because Champions League, first knockout round, is not where I want to lose, and away from home against Roma, we need a very good start there. So anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up everything from me today. I hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you again tomorrow. It is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.